What if the mirror stopped recognizing you? What if chasing youth, the very thing that made you famous, ended up taking your fame away? In the world of Hollywood, beauty isn't just vanity, it's survival. A youthful face can earn millions, open doors, and keep careers alive. But what happens when those same faces begin to fade and desperation takes over? Today on Ex-Hollywood Mistakes, we pull back the curtain on the dark side of male vanity. The shocking stories of 10 male stars who destroyed their faces trying to look young. They were legends, adored, admired, and envied. But under the surgeon's knife, fame became fear, and beauty became a battle. From heartbreaking confessions to irreversible transformations, these stories reveal how far Hollywood's heroes will go to stay forever young. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at male beauty forever. 1. Mickey Rourke, the fighter who lost his face. He was the ultimate bad boy, magnetic, rebellious, and dangerously handsome. In the 1980s, Mickey Rourke was Hollywood's next big thing, the man every director wanted and every audience adored. Then came the twist. At the height of his fame, Mickey walked away from acting to become a professional boxer. The decision changed everything. Inside the ring, Mickey's body took hit after hit, broken cheekbones, shattered nose, crushed ribs. When he returned to Hollywood, he sought surgery to repair the damage. But what began as recovery turned into obsession. One operation became 2, then 5, then more. Each one left his face less familiar, more distorted. He later admitted, "I went to the wrong guy. He messed my face up real bad." His chiseled charm was gone, replaced by swelling, scars, and regret. Mickey Rourke's story is more than physical tragedy, it's emotional devastation. A man who once embodied raw masculinity became the symbol of how fragile fame can be when you try to fight time. 2. Sylvester Stallone, the Rocky who couldn't retire from youth. He climbed the steps of cinematic history as Rocky Balboa, the underdog who never gave up. But off-screen, Stallone fought a very different opponent, aging. Throughout the 2000s, fans began noticing something unusual. His skin looked tighter. His face appeared stretched. His expressions, once fierce and emotional, seemed frozen. Rumors spread, multiple facelifts, jawline work, and heavy Botox. The action legend denied extreme procedures, but even his fiercest fans couldn't deny the difference. He later admitted in an interview, "You do what you have to keep up." But that's the real tragedy. In a business obsessed with eternal youth, even icons like Stallone aren't allowed to age gracefully. He may have won countless fights on screen, but against time, even Rocky couldn't stay undefeated. 3. Tom Cruise, the mission that failed. For decades, Tom Cruise was Hollywood's golden boy, the daredevil with a perfect smile. From Top Gun to Mission Impossible, his ageless charm made him untouchable. But in 2016, everything changed. When Cruise appeared on a red carpet event, fans were shocked. His face looked puffy, unnaturally smooth, and oddly swollen. Social media went wild. What happened to Tom Cruise's face became global gossip overnight. Though Cruise never confirmed any procedures, experts speculated about fillers, Botox, and skin-tightening treatments. The man who once performed impossible stunts had tried the one mission he couldn't win, defying time. Even today, Cruise's ever-changing appearance remains a mystery, a reminder that even the most confident stars can crumble under the weight of Hollywood's illusion of perfection. For Axl Rose, the rock star who froze time. He was the wild heart of Guns N' Roses, unpredictable, untamed, and unforgettable. But as years passed, the fiery rebel of rock seemed to disappear behind a strangely stiff expression. Fans noticed that Axl Rose's face no longer moved like it used to. Rumors of Botox facelifts and fillers swirled online. The man who once screamed rebellion now looked eerily emotionless, a waxy shadow of his past. The irony was cruel, a rock legend known for his freedom, trapped behind cosmetic correction. The voice of sweet child Oh Mine had tried to sweeten the sting of aging, but ended up freezing his own identity. In trying to stay young forever, Axl Rose became a haunting symbol of what fame can take when it refuses to let you grow old. 5. Wayne Newton, the Vegas legend who couldn't say goodbye to youth. Known as Mr. Las Vegas, Wayne Newton built his career on charisma, charm, and a $1 million smile. But as the decades rolled by, his once natural looks turned increasingly artificial. Excessive facelifts and heavy cosmetic procedures stretched his skin to near-plastic smoothness. The man who once sang "Danky Schoen" became almost unrecognizable. Critics and fans dubbed him the wax figure of Vegas. But Wayne never denied it. In interviews, he laughed off the rumors, claiming he just wanted to stay presentable. Still, behind the laughter, there was pain, the pain of a performer watching time erase his own reflection. Wayne Newton's story is a warning that sometimes the spotlight never fades, but the person under it does.
6. Simon Cowell, the judge who couldn't face himself. He'd built his empire by being brutally honest, but when it came to his own appearance, Simon Cowell's truth became harder to face. Years of Botox fillers and facelifts transformed his once expressive face into something almost robotic. Fans and media began mocking him for looking too smooth and too tight. Finally, Cowell admitted, "I went a bit too far. It made me look like something out of a horror movie." Since then, he's removed most of his fillers and embraced a more natural look. His transformation became a powerful lesson. Even the toughest critic can fall victim to the same pressures he once mocked. Simon's comeback reminds everyone that sometimes the bravest thing in Hollywood isn't staying young, it's showing your age. 7. Jean-Claude Van Damme, the muscles that time couldn't save. He was the Muscles from Brussels, the martial artist who made action movies legendary. But when Van Damme reappeared in recent years, fans were startled. His once strong features looked oddly tightened, his skin unusually smooth. Online forums buzzed with speculation. Had he gone under the knife to stay relevant in the youth-obsessed action world? Van Damme denied extreme surgery, attributing his change to healthy living. But Hollywood insiders whispered about cosmetic touch-ups and facial lifts. Whatever the truth, the transformation was hard to ignore. Jean-Claude Van Damme's face became a silent reflection of Hollywood's greatest paradox: strength on screen, insecurity behind it. 8. Barry Manilow, the singer who couldn't smile. Barry Manilow, the man who gave the world Mandy and Copacabana, was once celebrated not just for his voice, but for his sincerity. But as the years passed, fans noticed something heartbreaking. His smile, the one that had melted hearts, seemed frozen. His face became unnaturally tight, his features distorted. Rumors of facelifts, eyelid surgery, and injections followed him everywhere. He tried to joke it off, saying, "This is what showbiz does to you." But the laughter couldn't hide the sadness. For a performer whose every song spoke of emotion, his new expression revealed none. Barry Manilow's tragedy wasn't that he looked older, it's that he could no longer show the emotions that once defined him. 9. Kenny Rogers, the gambler who regretted his bet. Kenny Rogers was a legend, a voice that could fill any room with warmth. But when he decided to undergo cosmetic surgery in the early 2000s, it didn't go as planned. A botched eyelid lift left him nearly unrecognizable. The soft, inviting gaze that made him beloved was gone, replaced by a distant, tightened stare. He confessed later, "I regret it. My eyes don't look the same. I miss the warmth I used to have." For a man who sang, "You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them," this was the gamble he wished he'd never taken. Kenny's heartbreaking honesty turned his story into one of Hollywood's most painful lessons, that the pursuit of perfection often destroys the very thing people loved you for. 10. Burt Reynolds, the icon who couldn't let go. Few men embody charisma like Burt Reynolds. With that mischievous grin and fearless energy, he defined Hollywood cool for generations. But fame is a double-edged sword, and Burt couldn't bear to see his reflection change. Years of rumored facelifts, Botox, and surgeries left his face unnaturally smooth and rigid. In interviews, fans noticed how carefully he smiled, how his expressions seemed restricted. He later admitted, "I didn't like seeing myself grow old." The man who once laughed at aging now feared it. Burt's transformation was tragic not because he aged, but because he couldn't accept that he had earned the right to. He spent his final years trying to rediscover authenticity, but by then, Hollywood had already rewritten his image. From Mickey Rourke's shattered confidence to Kenny Rogers' regret, every story here has one thing in common: the desperate fight against time. These were not vain men. They were legends, each trying to preserve the image that the world demanded of them. But in doing so, they lost the very essence of what made them human. Hollywood sells youth like gold. But the truth is, beauty fades, fame fades, and what remains is the soul behind the face. Because real charm isn't smooth skin or sharp jawlines. It's emotion, it's character, it's authenticity. So maybe the bravest act of all is aging with grace. If you found this story eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hollywood Mistakes, where we reveal the hidden stories behind fame, beauty, and the haunting price of perfection. Movie Camera, this is X Hollywood Mistakes, and we'll see you in the next one.